so often we don't stop and think about, is this what I want? You're executing on a blueprint that was handed to you. And sometimes you stop and say, like, hell yeah, this is what I want. But for many of us, and myself included, I didn't ever stop to think about it until I was forced to. And like you said, I had the organizations I worked for, I had just sort of by osmosis taken on those values as my identity, which, like, you know, in fairness, not so bad for nonprofit work, right? Not terrible, but it was never about, like, well, what do you actually care about and who are you? Um, and so I think that's a really tricky thing. And I think the other thing about being a woman, and I've only lived in the US, right? Like, I'm 43. So that's sort of my perspective. If you're listening to this and not watching it, I'm a white woman. I grew up in the mid-Atlantic, grew up poor to lower middle class. My mom was a single mom. So that's sort of my background there and viewpoint. Went to college. It completely changed my life, changed the trajectory of our family's life, and lived in DC for 15 years before moving to South Florida. So that's a little bit about me if you want to make assumptions of what I'm about to say. But I think women are so often taught to be needed, and then they optimize that. And I think that's a real challenge that I saw in myself, and I see it with my clients. And